My name's Jesse Goldberg, and my guest today is Michael Supe Granda.
Yes, sir.
Supe.
Call me Supe. You bet.
So you're a member of the Ozark Mountain Daredevils for the last 30, 40 years?
43 years.
43 years. So before we go, what is this? Is Supe your real name?
No, it was a nickname I acquired when the band first got together, and we were wild and crazy 20-year-old kids, and I found a Superman suit, and it involved a Superman suit and a giant bottle of tequila, and I just shortened it down. That's why it's spelled S-U-P-E.
Were you a Superman fan?
No, I just found the suit. And,
I'm a big Superman fan. Everything Superman.
Oh, yeah, that's what you were saying. George Reeves.
George Reeves is Superman.
That's right, that's right.
But there was a Superman before that, Kirk Allen, in the serials. And then there was a Superman after that.
Yeah.
Reeves is not a very lucky name. That's
right.
So anyway, tell me about the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. When did it start? And the songs I know, the one that everybody knows is, ooh, Jackie Blue.
Right. Jackie Blue.
Jackie Blue. I thought it was Jackie Poo.
No, I know.
Ooh, Jackie Blue.
We got together, when we got together in the December of 1971, and we got together as a collective of songwriters as opposed to a band.
Right.
So we get together and we were all tired of playing the latest Rolling Stones song, and we wanted to play our material. So we got together and recorded and played and performed nothing but our original material.
In St. Louis?
No, this was in Springfield, Missouri, which is down in the Ozarks. I grew up in St. Louis, went all through high school, got out of high school in 1969, and went to college. Went down to Springfield, Missouri to go to college, and that's when I ran into the rest of these knuckleheads.
What college was that?
Yeah, it was Southwest Missouri State, which is now Missouri State University, in Springfield, Missouri, and that's where the band was based out of then, and that's where the band is still based today, except for me, I live in Nashville.
Oh, so what do you how did it happen for you? How did you get the first record deal? Which one of these is the first record? Do we have it?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the first record.
Right, the first record right here. Ozark Mountain Daredevils on what label is it?
A&M.
A&M Records.
Yeah, we made a demo tape in Springfield, Missouri. One of our good friends, another songwriter in Springfield, was a gentleman by the name of Wayne Carson.
Wayne Carson, I know.
Wayne Carson wrote the letter.
Right, the letter.
When the money started coming in from the letter.
Right.
Right. And you were always on my mind. Was it one of his other songs?
Yeah, right.
So anyway, when the money came in, he used that money from the letter to build a studio.
Right.
We went into the studio.
Get this album here? Hold on a second. There we go.
There it is.
There's the album.
So we went into the studio, made a demo tape.
Okay.
We took the demo tape to Kansas City, which is where we ran into a company called Good Karma Productions. Good Karma Productions represented, at the time, Brewer and Shipley. One took over the line.
One took over the
right.
line.
Brewer and Shipley were on A&M Records. The very first records were on A&M.
Really? I remember them being on a different label.
Yeah, they were on several. Okay. But so we acquired their manager. Stan Plesser and Paul Peterson managed us. When they flew out to LA to go to conduct Brewer and Shipley business at A&M Records, they took our demo tape and handed it off to a gentleman by the name of David Anderle. And David Anderle heard it and heard 3 songs, picked up the phone and said, "You're signed."
Really?
That was how fast it happened.
So when did you hear the news? Who was the first one to hear the news?
I don't know.
Who's the head of this group? Do you have a head? Or
no, that's one of our problems. We never had a focal point. We never had a main singer. We had 5 singers. So Glenn Johns and David Anderle heard us play and came down to Springfield, Missouri, and signed us. And we flew to Los Angeles, then we flew to London to make this record.
In London?
Yeah.
You made this record in London?
We made that record in London. We were 25-year-old kids. And they
What did they take you to London for?
Because that's where Glenn Johns liked to work. He had just finished the Eagles. He just finished Who's Next. He was doing the Rolling Stones.
I guess you got a good guy there.
Right. The Stones, the Who, the Eagles, and us.
So what happened after this record came out?
That record came out, and we had a hit song. If you want to get to heaven, you got to raise a little hell.
Oh, right. I remember this.
Right.
Right.
Woo! We were just, it was great. Then we made our second record.
Wait. So just one song. What year was this?
That was 1974.
God, everybody's so young. Which one are you?
The good-looking one.
Which one are you?
The good-looking one.
That's you, the skinny guy with the beard and everything?
Yeah.
Let's see if we get another picture of what he used to look like here. Can you come in on that one here? He's this guy right here.
Yeah.
See that? Oh, okay.
But we put out If You Want to Get to Heaven. See, back then, the music industry was a little different. You could put out a single, and then the single would get on all the radio stations, and that would impel people to go and buy the album.
Right. Well, they did. They rated things by what people bought, not what the airplay was. So
Right. So then, so we had a hit record. Then we put out this record.
This one.
It'll Shine When It Shines. This record had Jackie Blue.
Oh, that was a big hit.
Right. #1 hit.
Yeah.
So we were just going.
Sing a little, Jackie Blue.
Huh?
Ooh, Jackie.
Lives her life from inside of a room. Yeah. And all of a sudden, we were off and running.
Yeah, but it goes, ooh, Jackie Blue. I can't sing it. I don't know.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah.
But and then we started.
Like I said, I always thought it was Jackie Poo.
Well, actually,
this was before people knew lyrics, you know. I mean, now the lyrics are all over the place. But I mean, there's a lot of Rolling Stones songs you never knew what the lyrics were.
Right, and then in here, in the middle, they used to put these in there.
Oh, you got lyric sheets?
See?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look at that. Lyric sheets, pictures, credits, all kinds of stuff.
Got you here.
Yeah.
Michael Granda, that is you. That's the same guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
Let's have another picture of me right there.
Yeah.
There it is right there.
But Jackie Blue was originally written about a guy by the name of Jackie Blue. Ooh, Jackie Blue, he was la-la and he do-do. He went ba-ba, he was ah, ooh, Jackie.
Well, I never understood what
the
song was about.
We recorded the track, and Glenn Johns, our producer, said, gentlemen, this is a #1 song, but Jackie must be a girl. So go into that other room and write some new lyrics.
Right.
So Steve and Larry went into the other room, came out about 3 or 4 hours later with the lyrics. And now Jackie Blue is a girl who lives her life from inside of her room. But for the first year that we played the song was about a guy.
Right. So you guys are in Springfield, Missouri while you're still doing all this?
Yes.
And you're going to record in London somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, so after that, what happened?
Then we went to Nashville to make the Carl of the Lake album.
Let me show this one. This is the third album?
That's the third album.
Boy, I've been in a lot of these things. Okay, it's the third album. Okay, what's the story with this one?
We made this in Nashville, 1976.
Is that you right there?
Right there.
That's you?
Yeah.
So another guy looks like you.
Yeah. Well, that's what they said. They all looked alike, but a bunch of, beards and facial hair and
What are the
flannel.
other guys like in this band?
Well, we're just great guys.
No.
We're not. We didn't come out of New
Southern
York.
Cross, is that the same one?
No.
No. Okay.
No, we didn't come from New York. We didn't come from L.A. We weren't from Texas. We were from Missouri.
Nobody's from Missouri except for Stan Musial or
Yeah.
Ken Boyer or those guys.
Yeah. And in this record, can't tell anything about that, can you? There's no writing on it. This was a record that these two guys were my neighbors, and when we made the record, we put a little sticker right on the front there that said Ozark Mountain Daredevils Men from Earth. Now, when you took the record home and you ripped the plastic off, this is what you got. Suitable for framing.
Oh, okay.
See, so those two guys were very famous back in the Ozarks.
Oh, okay. And then what? Is this the next one?
And then we did that in Caribou, Netherlands. Then we did this in Netherlands. at Caribou. As you can see, we got more guys in the band now.
Caribou, Colorado?
Caribou Ranch in Nederland, Colorado.
Oh, okay, okay.
Upside Boulder.
Right.
Yeah, and so that's the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our 5th record. And yeah, we got on a really good roll, Jesse.
Okay, what's the next one here?
And then this is a live album. We made that
that's a good one.
throughout the Midwest. And then this is, and then we started getting some action in Europe. These 2 records, hold them up,
We go.
next to each other. That's the same record, the same songs, the same recordings. The Heart of the Country came out in France, and Modern History came out in Great Britain somewhere. But it's the same songs, and they started selling the license to one company, and sell it to another company,
Right.
etc.
And what's that one I brought you?
And then this one is our last record. This was for CBS. We moved to CBS and made that record. And yeah, so
4 of you guys left in here.
yeah, there were 4 of us. We've had as many as 11 people, and we've had as few as 5 or 4.
When I hear this music, I hear, I think the band, you know.
Well, we got compared to them.
Right,
Coming from the middle of the country. Levon is from the Ozarks.
right.
Yeah, he's from Arkansas. We're from Missouri. We have a multi-lead singer approach. You know, it's not like the same singer sings every song. So there's 5 different singers. And sometimes one singer would sing the verse, then we'd sing the chorus. The next verse, there'd be another singer. And
So do you guys still play together? What's going on?
Yes, we do.
And how can you do that if you live in Nashville and the rest of them live
Well,
in
I meet
the
them.
Ozarks?
I meet them.
Meet them
I meet them at the gig. You know?
Oh, so you play the bass in the band, right?
I play bass in the band.
Do you sing many of the songs?
Yeah. Yeah, we all, we all still play, we all still sing. We've been together 43 years, and the longest we've ever taken off was about 8 months.
How many original members are there?
There's 3 of us.
3, and who are they?
John Dillon and Steve Cash and myself have been partners continuously since 1971. We play
Where'd the other guys go?
just off in crazy directions. you know.
Anybody do anything significant in music? The guys, the rest of them?
No, one went and became a doctor.
Really?
He went off and did other things, yeah. But,
He did something useful with his life.
but yeah, we play a dozen festivals a year, casinos, small theaters. I'll be 64 this year, and I'm the baby of the group. So we've had some health issues and some things that have kind of thrown us a few curveballs. So we don't play as much as we did at one time. We don't go on 38 city tours anymore.
Right.
Nor do I want to. Yeah.
Well, you probably want to if you were younger and had more energy.
Well, but I'm not younger and I don't have more
I don't
energy.
have any energy myself.
Right, yeah.
Now, you wrote a book about the whole thing, right?
Yes.
It's called It Shined, the saga of the Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
That is, you can put it up against there.
Oh, that's the same cover, yeah.
It's the same woman.
Who is that woman?
The woman is named Lydia Bonham. She was our neighbor, and we hired her to come out to our farm and cook for us while we were recording this record. And she's wonderful. She was about almost 80 in this picture, and she was very, very spunky. Very, very cool old woman.
Missouri Mule Music.
Missouri Mule Music is my publishing
Are we
company.
putting up the websites when we're doing this? Which website are we putting up?
Supe Line. SUPELINE.
.com, supeline.com. You can probably get that at supeline.com. Now, we're going to autograph this for Jesse, right?
Of course I will.
Yeah.
But
doing it on here, so in case like I can sell it on eBay, this is proof that you actually did it.
But
you know, some people take pictures. I do it on TV.
But I decided to write this down because if I didn't do it, it wouldn't get done.
Right.
And one of the reasons why I did this is because we're a very American story. Guys from out of the middle of Missouri.
Finish the autograph.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And we kind of came out of Missouri, and It's a typical American story, and the music
Man.
is and the music is very American because it's very multifaceted.
Oh, this is the whole story.
I sat down.
I should have read this before I talked to you.
It took me 4.5 years to write it.
Did the other guys read it?
Oh yeah, and they haven't sued me.
Really? any like stories in here that, you know?
Well, it's
drugs and rock and roll.
Well, it's all in there. Yeah, I tell people it's not a tell-all story, but it's a tell-most story.
Okay.
You know, I left out some things, but you know, so what?
Yeah. Anyway, so you still in Nashville. You're still recording yourself. Now, what is this Supe du jour thing you got going on?
Supe du jour is when I came.
Well, show and tell stuff here.
Yeah, when I came to Nashville in 1991, I decided to start a little record label for all the crazy songs I write.
Crazy songs.
Crazy songs. I got songs on Dr. Demento's show.
Yeah, me too.
If you remember the Dr. Demento show.
Yeah, I talked to him on the phone once.
Yeah, me too.
His name is like Barry something.
But I came down and started this label, and I financed these myself, and I put them out, and I sell literally dozens of copies.
Really? Every time you play somewhere?
Well, no, period.
Oh, that's it?
yeah. I just do it. A lot of people like these silly records, and I put them out there. And
are these also available on?
They're all available on Supeline.
Supeline.com.
Supeline.com.
That's S-U-P-E, not S-O-U-P.
Correct. And
it's
so
a Superman type thing.
And so
let's show some of these. Let's go down the thing here.
Yeah. So when I moved to Nashville, kind of like Kenny, you know.
Whoops. This one's like a different.
That's I married a Cubs fan. I wrote that about my wife.
I married a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll talk about that one after. Why would anybody be a Cubs fan? Yeah, this is just going through them right here.
Yeah. But there's a Supeline.com. There's a couple polka albums. I play in a polka band.
Polka band.
Back up in St. Louis.
Wow.
Named the Garbanzos. And I came down and I put out. That's.
How long have you been married for?
Almost 6 years.
A Cubs fan?
Yeah.
Is she from Chicago?
No, she's from Springfield, Illinois.
Is she a very big Cubs fan?
Yeah, yeah.
I used to have a girlfriend who was, I'm a Yankee fan, right?
Right.
And I used to have a girlfriend who was a Mets fan.
Ooh.
And back when I was living in New York, I mean, the Yankees were on Channel 11, the Mets were on Channel 9. So every time I'd leave the room, she'd go turn it back to the crummy game on Channel 9.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? I said, put it back on 11.
Yeah. But this is nice. We watch both the Cubs and the Cardinals. And
So you're a Cardinals fan?
Yeah, I'm a Cardinals fan, diehard.
Like from
1950 when I was born.
Really?
Yeah. I used to go to the old Busch Stadium.
Do you remember the horrible series in 1964 when the Yankees lost 4 straight to the Cardinals?
Yeah, of course I do.
Bob Gibson.
Where? And 68.
Well, they didn't play the Yankees, though.
They played the Tigers.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose to the Tigers?
I'm sorry? They lost to the Tigers.
Right.
Yeah. But, yeah, I've been a Cardinal fan forever. As a matter of fact,
Who's your favorite baseball player?
My favorite baseball player is Ozzie Smith.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Behind Stan Musial. Of course, there was Stan Musial.
I just bought his autograph.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stan Musial's the greatest. He just died last year.
Yeah.
What a magnificent man.
Don't they have a statue of him somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a big
I've only
Cardinal
been to
fan.
St. Louis
Yeah.
once.
Really?
They have a big arch.
St. Louis is a wonderful city, home of Chuck Berry.
Really?
These records are really influenced by Chuck Berry. Rock and roll and just let's kick up our heels and dance. So yeah, Stan Musial, Chuck Berry, Miles Davis, yeah, and home of Ozzie Smith.
I was a Mickey Mantle fan.
Yeah, sure, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
some people are Willie Mays fans, but I was a Mickey Mantle fan.
But I'm a big diehard.
Tell me about that before we run out of time. You had some stories here about Mel Bay. You had some funny. What is that Mel Bay thing?
Well, I wrote the Ode to Mel Bay.
Now, Mel Bay was a real person?
Mel Bay was a real person. He had a music store in my neighborhood.
But people don't know Mel Bay has all these instructional books on how to play guitar, how to do this, how to play.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
Correct. And when I was learning how to play the guitar in the early 60s, when I was 10 years old,
Right.
I would go to the Mel Bay music store. Mel Bay would come out and sell picks, strings, accessories, and instruction
And
books.
you actually saw Mel Bay?
Yeah, he was in the store every day.
Wow. That's impressive.
And so I wrote the song Ode to Mel Bay and brought it down here to Nashville, and I thought somebody down here would want to record it. I took it to Music Row for about 2 years. Nobody would touch it until Chet Atkins heard it.
Oh, that's perfect for him.
Yeah, right, exactly, because Chet Atkins did so much work with Mel Bay.
Yeah, that's perfect for him.
Guitar books.
Right.
So Chet Atkins recorded my song Ode to Mel Bay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like to hear that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you will when you take these home.
I'm taking them home?
Yeah.
Can I get your wife to autograph this Married to Cubs fan?
Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, you can come down to our coffee shop. She and I, well,
you have a coffee shop?
Yeah, she owns a coffee shop down in the Nashville Farmers Market.
Really?
Yep. It's called the Buttercake Babe Coffee Cafe. And once a month, we have a music series.
Really?
I'll grab a friend of mine, and we'll go down there, and we'll just play out in front of the coffee shop.
Oh, that's cool.
And we start this May, and we play once a month during the summer season. Yeah.
What's this McCartney?
McCartney, that was the highlight of my life, meeting Paul McCartney.
But now you met me.
You cut me off. I was going to say it was a highlight of my life so far.
So far. When did you meet him?
Lord, he had wings.
Right.
And he brought wings to Kansas City, which is where our management offices were.
In 75, you mean?
It was a little later, maybe late 70s.
I saw that tour.
Yeah, Wings. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, Wings Over America.
And because our production company was putting on the concert, we got tickets. And because our production company was putting on the concert, Paul McCartney knew about our band because we recorded in England. And we recorded with Glenn Johns,
right,
who worked with Paul McCartney and the Beatles on Let It Be and a lot of those recordings.
Right.
So our manager asked Paul, he said, could the boys come in after the show and meet you? And he said, fantastic. So we got ushered in, and we spent, 15, 20 minutes with the guy. But I just said, man, he's one of the best, rock and roll bass players ever. Ever.
Right.
He's a magnificent bass player. And I used to go by those books, and I would learn those bass lines, and how they kind of wove in between the vocals. And they would kind of shadow the vocals and then dive up above them and below them.
What did you say to him when you talked to him?
I just said, well, I was kind of tongue-tied. He kind of led the conversation. He was and Linda was great. They were both great. And as a matter of fact, after the show, we went in, and he was smoking a joint.
There goes my illusion. Did you get his autograph?
No. No.
He's impossible to meet now since John got shot and there's so much security around him. It's impossible to meet now.
Right. But back then, in the late 70s, we walked in, spent 15 minutes talking with him about bass and music, and he just bought a farm in Scotland. We played in Scotland.
Mull of Kintyre.
Yeah. So we talked about Scotland. 15 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I said, thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you. And we left.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the next? What's this rescue thing?
That's Roscoe.
Roscoe?
Well, I already told you the story about Roscoe and Clarence Jones.
Okay. What's the next one?
Yeah. When I'm moving to Nashville.
Oh, okay.
And then some of the other crazy things I've done.
Politics,
I ran for Missouri House of Representatives.
Did you really?
In 1988.
Were you a Democrat or Republican? Or you were on the birthday party?
Yeah. Do you remember Jean Dixon?
The fortune teller or something?
No, not the fortune teller, the politician. She was the one who was campaigning for censorship of music.
I remember Al Gore's wife did that.
Yeah, well, this is earlier than that. Anyway, she was my neighbor, and I decided to run against her.
Because she was doing a censorship thing.
Yeah, and she was going on the Today Show and just being very...
People are still doing that.
I know. She was one of the first. And it just kind of made me a little crazy. So I went and I got on the ballot. And over the course of the summer, my main focus was to get young people to vote. Young people, get out there, register to vote, let's vote. against this person.
So how'd you do?
Well, here's this, at the very last minute, 11th hour, the day before you had to take your name off the ballot, I held a press conference in the
Really?
rotunda of the courthouse, and all the press was there, kind of like this, with all the cameras and all the reporters writing down what I wrote. And I said, I'm withdrawing from the race, and I want everybody who supported me to throw your support to this third candidate, who also
Did he win?
opposed these crazy views that she
Right.
had. And she won.
She won.
Yeah.
The third candidate.
Yeah, the third candidate. So I kind of like.
You sacrificed yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't do a Ralph Nader and ruin the election for
Yeah.
Al Gore or something like Ralph Nader ran and he took enough votes away to.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
I remember which one it was.
Yeah.
And you know what did that to? What's that other third party guy? The rich
Ross
guy.
Perot.
Ross Perot, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Bill Clinton became president.
Yeah. But,
Because Ross Perot took all those votes away from. Who was he running against?
well, whoever. But politics is a real weird arena. Weirder than the music arena. A lot
Yeah.
weirder. So I did that, and I did that for one summer, right before I moved down here.
Well, that's interesting.
But I just, just did a little. I did my little part.
We're almost out of time.
Yeah.
I went fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Michael Supe Granda,
Yep.
and you have 5 grandchildren.
I have 5
So it
grandchildren.
could be Michael Supe Grandpa.
Grandpa, right? Exactly.
And he's from the Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
Yep.
Kind of a cult group, Kind of got a following.
Well, we have that following because when
Got that cool following.
when we hit big, we didn't move to L.A. We didn't move to New York. We bought farms in the
Right.
Ozarks, so we stayed in Missouri. That's why Missouri still embraces us.
Right. Well, you have that kind of. Anyway, we got to get going. My name is Jesse Goldberg. This is Michael Supe Granda, and we'll see you next week in another edition of the show.